presents another new Eevee Evolution rumor. A meme is all those time, am I right? Okay, but hear me out. What if there really was a new Eeveelution? Pokemon Day is quickly approaching, and we have a Pokemon present officially set for the 27th. Expectations are high, to say the least. The Switch 2 has finally been announced, and it wouldn't be out of the question for us to get a Gen 10 reveal. And considering next year the franchise celebrates its 30th anniversary, what is time? Having a new gen come out this fall would mean any new Pokemon would be able to join in on the festivities. We also have Pokemon Legends, which we are almost guaranteed to hear about. And of course, Pokemon has quite a history with re-releases. Unova? Anyone? Please, I beg. However, despite all the excitement for new games, what's really blown up on Twitter was a theory that we might be getting a new Eeveelution. It all started when the official Pokemon account posted a promotional image for Pokemon Day. It features Eevee and all the Eeveelutions. Twitter users were caught up on one detail: the colors on the hot air balloon. At first, I wrote off this theory because it probably just means Eevee. But I've come around, and now I'm really hoping there actually is a new Eeveelution. Let's take a second and go back and look how often they've added Eeveelutions. There's of course the original trio, Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, who actually are in this promotional image. Look, they're like all the way in the background. they have their own little hot air balloons. Wait, I just realized, is this for Glaceon? What the poor Vaporeon? What the heck? Discrimination. Look, even Pikachu got onto the Eeveelution promo image. This is unfair. Also, Leafeon. Where's Leafeon? Anyway, sorry, back on topic. The original trio is Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon. And in Gen 1, Eevee is a bit of a tutorial Pokemon. It teaches us how to evolve Pokemon with elemental stones. You get in Celadon, actually right behind the big giant department store where you can buy the evolution stones. And Espeon were added in Gen 2, and this time they evolved through the new day-night cycle mechanic instead of the evolutionary stones. Umbreon also featured at the time one of the new typings, which was Dark. A lot of Eevee's Pokedex entries mention that it is very sensitive to the environment and can be affected by it. Like a mental note of that for later. Gen 3 did not have a new Eeveelution, but it also didn't feature any new evolutions for any of the previous two generations. But it's most likely because they were not prominently featured. They showed up quite late in the game. Gen 4 made up for it though. They had a lot of new evolutions and gave us another instance of two of them, new Eeveelutions coming in with Glaceon and Leafeon. I really wanted a Leaf Eevee. I made like a Leafeon OC when I was a child. I was like, do not steal. Why don't they have the best typing as an Eeveelution? It was very rude of them to wait till Gen 4. But when I finally got Leafeon, all was well, you know? Kind of. I'm a little bitter still. Gen 5, similar to Gen 3, did not have any pre-evolutions, but it was a game very much focused on its regional decks, and even more so, I would say, than Gen 3 because it was an attempt at a soft reboot. Then there was Gen 6, and interestingly enough, it didn't feature any new Pokemon evolutions except for one. And you guys probably already know which one that is. It's Sylveon! Sylveon was introduced along Fairy typing, and it was the first new type addition since Gen 2. And also the last Eeveelution to be added. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna make you feel really old right now, but X and Y came out in 2013. 2013! So we went from getting an Eeveelution every other gen to not having one for 12 years. If you think about it, there's been an entirely new generation of Pokemon fans that have been born and have grown up. They would be old enough to have their Pokemon license in the Pokemon universe. And they have never known the excitement of a newly discovered Eeveelution, which I find a quite sad state of affairs when you think about it that way. Which leads us into the start of 2025 and a curious announcement from the Pokemon Company that it was the Year of the Eevee. They could just be capitalizing on the insane popularity of Eevee and its Eeveelutions. If you're a fan of the card game, it's impossible to not notice that Umbreon cards continuously go for insane prices nowadays. However, our lead for new Eeveelutions might not even come from the new mainline games. It might be more likely in Pokemon Legends, which we should be hearing news about soon, right? Eevee is one of the Pokemon that doesn't have any regional forms, which kind of goes against its lore. As I mentioned before, Eevee is affected very easily by its environment, so it seems like the perfect candidate. I think most of the remaining types don't fit Eevee very well, like, I don't know, steel or rock or fighting. They don't lean well into like the fuzzy, cute aesthetic that Eevee has. That even includes Jolteon, fight me. But really, I think it would be cool to see a reimagining of some of the evolutions. The other possibility could be Mega Forms. I know Sword and Shield gave Eevee a Gigantamax form, and it is nice to see Eevee itself get some love, because, you know, usually it's just a means to get the coolest Eeveelution, you know? But honestly, I would love to see one of the Eeveelutions get a Mega Form. Or all of them? Is that just selfish? I don't care. All of them. Every one of them. Even Eevee. As for Pokemon Day, is there any other real evidence that could be fueling these rumors besides the little white stripe on the hot air balloon? Not really, no. Pokemon Day, GameStop is giving out some flying type Eevees. It's gotta mean something. It's the hot air balloons. The theme for Pokemon Present is the sky. They wouldn't just do this for no reason, right? Right?